Hello, everybody, and welcome to CBD Headquarters. I am Mike, and with CBD Headquarters, trying to get my camera to work. So, welcome, everybody. Hope there's no echo. It seems like there's a little bit delay. If I'm going to be looking in the chat, I hope everyone's ready. It's a great day today. We have some great guests. I'm going to introduce you to some people that I work close with, some customers, some professionals, and we even have some guest star today coming on. So I'd like to talk about a couple of products that just came out. But before we get into the products, I want to thank you all for coming. For getting me monetized, for watching the videos. Anyone wants to see more of any particular videos, please go ahead and put that in the comments in the chat area. And we're going to be creating a lot of informative videos to teach you about dosages, about products that you could use for sleep, for energy, for appetite suppressant. And we're even going to have some of the brands talk about the technologies as well. I just want to try and give some moderation to you, Labs. Please, if you could go ahead and tell me how to do that through the messaging. I don't know why these cameras are acting like it's the first time I'm using StreamYard, so bear with me. These are new controls, new tools, but I'm going to start sharing screens with you, showing you the site, showing you the products as we talk about it, and bringing on guests. So I do see Jim in the room waiting, and if he would like to come on right now, I'd love to have him as a guest. He works in the GAC. He's also a member of the Geriatric Advisory Council, which is a great organization that I'll take a second to talk about that does anything for the elders in terms of service, whether it's health insurance, whether it's immediate care, whether it's loans or financial liquidation for those elders. And that's how Jim and I got to work together. So every now and then I guess I'm gonna have to like spank the camera to get it to work. So let's add Jim to the stream.
Hey guys.
Jim, good morning.
Good morning, Mike. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Oh gosh, this is a great opportunity. But yeah, Mike, like you were just saying, is that we got to meet from the GAC, because we know Seymour. And the idea of it is that putting like-minded people together is a great opportunity. At the same time, if we can use each other's business on a personal note, it actually makes working much more fun. So, Mike, it's an honor and a privilege to meet with you, and enjoying the day. I was going to say thanks to some of your products. It's great.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that with us, Jim. Why don't you tell me in a moment a little about what you do with the GAC, the Geriatric Advisory Council, in terms of your services?
Sure. I'm a certified reverse mortgage professional, and what that really means is that I'm looking out for the elder community, because when people reach the age of 62 or more, a lot of things change. Their income change, their lifestyles change. Sometimes people are considering downsizing, moving, but it's a different world when you start thinking about retirement, until all of a sudden you look at your birthday card and you realize you're getting closer to it. So in the I guess you can say in the mortgage world, many of the people, you qualify based on your income, your assets, all right, your capacity to be able to handle things. And when you go into a retirement stage, a lot of people's income mainly changes. Now you're going into a situation where you don't know. And what you're doing is you're actually looking for someone who can guide you through that. And that's where I come in. I have the ability.
You're a member with the GAC, and this is what Jim does, is he stands up and educates each one of us professionals, and each one of us talks about our service, and we network and try to help, whether it's an adult care service or an individual. And that's how Jim and I met, right, Jim?
Yep, that's it. And that's where it started. And the beauty about having this type of specific use, I guess you can say, is just like Mike, I'm sure you have a lot of clients too that through the GAC and through the recommendations of the GAC, It's a new world out there in the CBD market, and it's great to have a professional such as yourself there as a guidance.
I try. I'm fighting this camera right now more than the CBD market in case you didn't notice. I don't know what it is. It just keeps freezing every now and then. But that's me wrestling with the hardware today. So tell us about CBD. Tell us about your experience with CBD, if you might. Like, what was it for sleep? Was it for stress? Was it for anything? Did it work? Do you like gummies or oil? Give us a
Oh,
couple of
sure,
pointers.
sure. On a personal level, you hear about CBD, and you see it all over, passing by vape shops and everything, and everybody walks in, and you make the assumption that the guy behind the counter is an expert. And sometimes people are selling the CBD oils to you, and you don't know whether or not they're giving you I guess you can say, a comparable product for your needs, or they're just trying to upsell you. I've gone to different shops around there, just trying to find out about it. You realize that one person's 500 mg is not the same as another. Sometimes they're trying to sell you the higher dosage, and you don't even know if you need it. So you want to be able to have an individual that's going to give you a unbiased, high quality product. When I met Mike through the GAC, I said, wow, this is just a virtual shop that I could contact and call. Well, Mike took the time to understand what I was looking to do. I was looking for something that just gives you an all-around wellness feeling, and also to benefit from my sleep. Little did I know that these little penguins that you turned me on to, as you call them, they're wonderful. They're penguin gummies, as well as the product that Mike does sell. I found that you're taking less to get the same effect, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that Mike himself just listened to what I was looking for and was looking out for me. Or at least that's the way I feel. When I have a conversation with Mike, it's a very honest conversation. And the beauty about that is that Mike will be the first one to say, yeah, I can't do that, or I can do this. You just have a very good rapport. So I feel like I found someone that can guide me in this CBD crazed market, where I'm actually using somebody who understands product.
Well, Jim, thank you for saying that. There's a lot of products out there, and the whole purpose of this channel and me going out there is to try and help educate everybody as to what products you could take for what reasons. And, over the years, you find out what brands are consistent. And the biggest part is listening, like you said, to what your goal is, and then trying to make a match with that product. And those penguins happen to be like 5 or 6 years strong, tried and proven. And if someone says sleep, that's a great item to try to go to sleep. And with regards to like the quality, if you use product that there's a higher absorption rate, right? Like an 80% absorption rate, not a 40% rate. So even though the milligrams are lower, the benefits are higher because more of it's getting absorbed in your body. So these are the types of things, like after everyone feels comfortable taking CBD or with the whole concept, they're going to learn more as they get more interested in the product. And it's just hard in the beginning to explain all these variables to everybody. And that's kind of like one thing that's great is you listen to who's got that challenge, and then you try and make not recommendation. Of course, I'm not a doctor, so I can't tell you what to take and how to take it. But through working with so many people and over the years, you see the consistency with these products. You figure, okay, this could be an option for you, So I'm happy to always try and be there and be a part of this whole movement where we clean up the CBD space. I don't know if my camera looks like it froze. Sorry about that. But Jim, I'm humbled to work with you on the GAC. You're an incredible guy doing great things for the elders, and they need help. You know,
They need
they need
they
help.
need guidance. They need help,
Just
just like in your field too. People are coming into a new world. They want somebody that they can either depend on and ask a question and not fear that they're being taken the wrong path or sold. And you know what? When you have like-minded people thinking like that, you can't say enough about the other person. So, Mike, thanks for protecting me in the CBD world, so to speak.
I'm always
I'm,
here for you, buddy. And tomorrow's that Wednesday meeting. So
That's it.
you know, I know Seymour. You know Seymour. We'll see
That's
Seymour
it.
tomorrow. We'll see each other. So
That's
thank
great,
you for
Mike.
coming today, Jim.
No
Um,
problem.
I appreciate it, and I hope you have an awesome day. And stay in touch, man. It was great to see
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely. Take care, everyone.
Take care.
As seen on TV, babies.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, mate?
Awesome, mate. What are you
Right.
doing? What time is it? Where are you?
I'm in Spain, and it's it's about nearly four o'clock in the afternoon here. How are
Wow.
you? Good to see
We're
you.
good. So we got the
Good.
famous Wilfred, the show.
You know, happy 420. Firstly,
Happy 420 and happy anniversary. I heard it's Wilfred's anniversary today. 14 years.
Well, it's Wilfred Cannabis anniversary. Yeah, we came on this year in November is Wilfred's 20th Human Year anniversary since the original short film that started before the TV show in Australia, which then became another show in America. And now we've been on the market for 2 years with the Wilfred. We started as Wilfred Cannabis pre-rolls. And then we added an infused pre-roll, just in California. And then we added an infused pre-roll. We also got some
Wait,
CBD.
those are THC infused pre-rolls, right?
Yeah. What we do is we get the flower, and then we have space dust concentrate, and we have cannabis oil, and we have keef. So the space dust concentrate is it's like a white powder, and it goes into the mix with the flour, and then it's rolled in cannabis oil, and then that's rolled in keef. And so then we've also put out the CBD smokes just last year. But so it is
CBD smokes, and that's why we grabbed you on board, because we saw you're a quality freak, and you got family.
Well, I'm a quality freak, and I'm a working class prices freak, because I'm a working class dog. I've got a bit of Australian blue heeler in me, and we always seek the best product we can, and we got a lot of effort to do it, and we have this very little margin. We're not like a celebrity, even though I am a celebrity. We're not a celebrity-driven brand where we have this celebrity premium that we add on top. So we have to make just a little bit so we can keep going. But really, I am about the cannabis and hemp plants, and I do believe that they're here to heal the world and help our consciousness evolve. And I woke up this morning thinking about 420, and I'll be honest, in Australia, I only really was hit with the 420 thing a little bit when I moved to America several years ago, and then didn't really get it. And to me, actually, I went along with it. I don't need much of an excuse to get on there. But to me, it was a bit like, up until this morning when I woke up, it was like St. Patrick's Day. It's like, yeah, let's fucking dress up in green and get drunk, right? And yeah, fucking why not? But today I woke up and I'm like, holy shit, man. Like, I've been in this business now had something on the market for 2 years, but worked for a year or two getting to market. My connection.
Your head around the whole idea of sourcing product and labeling.
Yeah, there's been so many challenges. It's a wild west, So it's the first time we've ever done anything like this, and anyone. And so there's been a lot of knocks, taken a lot of knocks. But here's the other thing. I talk about the spirituality of the cannabis plant, and how I do believe that is a gift from an extraterrestrial species from the Sirius star system, as told in the historical documentation or tellings of the Dogon tribe in Africa for many millennia, that it was given to us, the humans, the inhabitants of this earth. Let's just say the inhabitants of this earth, because there's many inhabitants, and as we know, the effects of cannabis and hemp reaches mammals of all different types. It was given to us to help evolve our consciousness. And so I really believe that in many ways, it's like a pathogen to a creator or a God, and it does help people connect, whether it's through music, whether it's through art, whether it's through being with nature and cannabis. It can take people to this next level of consciousness. So I went, well, really, 420 is almost like as important as fucking Christmas, right? As God, it's kind of like a God. Cannabis is a pantheon to God, a connection tool between me and God. So fuck yeah, this is a very serious celebration. This is like the birth of,
For so many reasons, yeah.
Whatever religion it is that you subscribe to or that you love, this is as potent as any religion. So it's a real reason to celebrate.
Yeah, and you look at where everything started and where it's ending up and how everything's evolving, and it's just fascinating. I speak with so many people. There was a very close friend of mine that had Parkinson's, and this guy's life was miserable before cannabis, and just the products are natural, and what they could do for people in these serious situations. And that's the way I look at these products, similarly to you, like what they could do for each one of us in different situations of our life, and I also see someone over here, Wilfred, that's working close with me, join the stream. Maybe we'll bring him on in a minute, but I wanted you to finish what you were saying with your products and why you believe in your products, and give out the URL to your website where they could buy these products. But Labs is the moderator. While Wilfred and I are talking, let's pick another winner for these Wilfred smokes, and we'll ship them right out to them so they could try. You could talk about these packs that we're going to send a customer now, that they're 80 to 100 milligrams each, which is,
80 to 100 milligrams of CBD each. We source them in Tennessee, of all places, and the farmer is, he is from Humboldt. He learned his trade up in Humboldt, and then when he decided to get into the hemp cultivation, he was from Tennessee, so he knew the farmland down there. Now, I had, by chance, spent some time, not once but twice in my life, in Tennessee, of all fucking places for an Australian dog.
How did you end up over there? Like, man, what's in Tennessee, man? Tell me.
Well, mate, the first time was when I was a kid, and my mum was an educator, and there was like an education program. So I went over there and had a holiday, but we stayed with some people who were in the education system in Knoxville, Tennessee, and I went to school for a couple of different days to different schools and hung out with kids in my own year. Like I was in my senior year. So for me, I was really got to spend some time living, like a few weeks living there and spending time hanging out with people from there. So then years later, when I'd had a bit of I had to spend some time working on myself. Let's put it that way, right? Working myself, and there was a facility down there that was really good for people to work on themselves. So when I had that opportunity to go to Tennessee straight away, I'm like, fuck yeah, I got to go to Tennessee. I love that place. And like, what's this connection with me in Tennessee? So then when Stacy, my business partner, was...
Wait, let me peel this back. The Tennessee was where you were working on yourself, and that's how you met this whole industry and said, this is what I want to do.
I was working on myself with some therapy, and I for some childhood things, and this specialty place was in a place down in Tennessee on this farm environment. And it was God's country. It was a beautiful, beautiful country. I learned to ride a horse there. You see Wilfred on a horse here. Me horse riding. I was terrified of my horses my whole life. I did equine therapy, and I learned how to ride a horse.
I always loved horseback riding.
Yeah, well, I had an accident when I was a kid with a bad experience, and so I was always scared of them. And people would always say to me, he knows you, or she knows you're scared. And I'd say, well, yeah, I fucking am scared. I can't hide that from them.
They have a sense. Animals have a sense
to snap out of, right? And so I did some equine therapy, And that really opened my mind to horses. And I realized I thought I could ride these fucking things. And then I did. And what I did is I just trusted. What's the worst that can happen to me? I can fucking die and fall off. Okay, well, God, please don't let that happen. But if it happens, take me. And so I'll be in only a few sessions. I was running on this fucking horse. So it's a big part. And one of the big campaigns I want to do is the Marlboro Man inspired Wilfred riding a horse up in the mountain ranges. But I need to get a budget, and I need to get in those ranges. But so the first two parts of the Tennessee story were those two reasons. And then when Stacy, my business partner, we were trying to find the best smokable hemp that we could for these smokes. She said she found a place in Tennessee. The moment she said Tennessee, I'm like, fuck, I hope this works out, because I'm almost
so comfortable in Tennessee.
Well, you feel a connection. You feel sometimes things just feel right. It's like when I met you and Iris, you know what I mean? Like some things just you connect, and and sometimes you have to trust that.
Yeah. So let's talk about Iris for a second. That guy is a rock star celebrity. Keep him medicinal. Let's try and get his banner up here for anybody that's aware or not aware. You should definitely go ahead and follow. He's got some great content. He's a huge advocate for the cannabis industry, and he's also one of the first medically issued patients in Australia. And him and I were able to connect on Clubhouse, and that's how I got to meet you, is through Irish, and none of this would happen without Irish. So kudos to you, Irish, doing a million things, your podcast, your station, and always, involved in this project. So, Will, if you would allow us to bring this very close friend of mine on, he just wants to say hi. Mm-hmm. He's been selling CBD products. And Rob, you're on. You want to say hello from DeLuca's?
Good morning, baby. I'm actually driving there right now, and I got a state trooper behind me before I can light this moon blunt off. I'm just
someone's out of luck.
Off, and I'm gonna go make some pizzas and send everybody up today.
Well, Rob, I just want to say you're the best guy. You're a good guy. There's so many people around you, but I love hooking up with people that are real like you. So thanks for signing on. Anybody that wants pizza in the local area, go hit up Robbie.
I will always be there. Wilfred, if you ever make it out this way, I got a special pie just for you, my man.
What do you got by way? Do you do any seafood pizzas?
I'll cook you up something lovely.
I'm living in Corona right now, and I've discovered a little while ago they have this, like they have egg on it and they have seafood on it. It's a weird creation.
There was a place in the city that made crab pies.
Rob, where do you stand on the Hawaiian? I mean, you're a purist. You're a pizza purist, right? Where do you stand on the Hawaiian? Do you make the pepperoni, the ham and pineapple, or you think pineapple shouldn't be on pizzas?
So it's funny. If you look at it from an actual culinary perspective, it should be on pizza. The saltiness with the sweetness. I don't know if I could bring myself to it though. Sometimes,
I'd be surprised if a pizza store owner ate a pineapple pizza. But thanks for that. It's good to hear the lowdown on it.
Whatever you want. I'll even make you a pineapple pizza.
Yeah. I need some. I like the pepperoni pineapple. I like the traditional pepperoni American pizza. The pepperoni is a big pizza there, right?
Oh yeah, that's one of our popular.
Did you ever see a cartoon called Roger Ramjet years ago? Roger Ramjet?
No,
this is an old American cartoon. I'm talking about 1950s, and it was one of those ones that is obviously being shown because it's costing 2 cents every time the local network shows it. And they used to have these pepperoni pizzas on there that I still get. I always want a pepperoni pizza every time I think of that cartoon. Anyway,
well, you got to cut and we got to take you off, Rob, because both of you guys are making me hungry, and I had an early start today, and I haven't eaten anything. So let's cut the food talk. Everyone, you could melt Robbie's phone number, and he could send you a pineapple pie or a pepperoni pie.
Mike, are you high-fiving every time you do that?
So I do that because it looks like my screen is freezing,
Right.
and it's driving me crazy.
I thought you were high-fiving me, so I started high-fiving you every time you
I
do it.
love it.
I'm like, all right. I left him hanging twice. I'm like, don't leave him hanging if he high-fives you again. And then
That's an awesome one. You're the man, brother. I have someone that you and I are going to work close with also in some capacity. I see him in the waiting room. His name is Ron.
Do you find that
THCV.
people are able to coordinate, like sort of control their experience throughout the day and have certain things that have certain effects, like the THCV versus the Delta 8?
Correct. Yeah. I mean, with the THCV, that's something, you would take, in the morning time, mid-afternoon, kind of just give you that nice boost of energy. It's not going to give you any of that mind-altering effect. Where, you do have your Delta 8 product, which do give, that slight psychotropic, which, we recommend for people to take those, after hours.
What do you have to do? We may have this conversation off the record, but what do you have to do do you have what do you have written on your packaging or something to say? You have stuff written on there for your packaging. It may not be compliant right now, but do you have something that says this is best? Don't operate heavy machinery or something like that. What kind of?
So there's always like an FDA warning, like consult a physician before use of any adverse reactions occur. Like there's always verbiage that you got to put in there. And this is something that, because we're in uncharted territories, Jason and me and Ron, and it's a natural product, right? It's not going to get you Cheech and Chong stoned, and you're not going to overdose, but we really can't say certain things. So we have to adhere to these. But I've done a show, Jason, where I've, read off the back where it says take 2 to 3, don't exceed more than X a day. And I've completed the whole bottle on a show just to show like, it ain't going to happen. You know what I mean? Nothing bad's going to happen,
Yeah. I was just saying, with all our products, I mean, we try and make it as clear as possible what the effects are going to be without making claims, because that's the big thing right now, with making claims, that's where you kind of run into trouble. But, we try to push as much collateral material, into the market. So, when you're a consumer in the store, you're looking at the product. If it's not clearly stated on the packaging, it's on the collateral material that should be sitting right next to the product. So for a consumer, looking for your experience, we have to be careful making claims, but at the same time want to make it clear to the consumer, what they'd be using and what they're going to be using it for.
Yeah.
Do you have like scientists and stuff, like in lab coats and stuff, like developing these products for months in advance? Like, I mean, I'm sure you don't wake up one day and, I don't know enough about THCV to suddenly say, I'm going to enter that market. To do that, you're going to have a real clear understanding about the differences between these different elements and about what that offers. So maybe what's the process there a bit?
Yeah, I mean, in-house, I have 2 chemists. I'm hemp certified in the state of Florida, which is equivalent to kind of like your GMP certification. I carry 2 food manufacturing licenses as well on the facility. And to be honest with you, the R&D that goes into some of these products is upwards of 6 months sometimes.
Okay.
I had the gummy and lollipop machine in-house and took 5-6 months of dialing in formulations, dialing in flavors, dialing in. So, when we ship them, they don't melt, going to a pectin base, which is vegan friendly. So yeah, there is a lot of R&D that go into these products. And, there's a lot of shelf life testing as well, on top of all the third party testing that we do. We, do full panel testing, which we're testing for, molds, microbials, pesticides, heavy metals, to kind of ensure a safe product on the shelf for the end consumer.
It's great. Yeah, sorry, Mike. I don't mean to.
No, and he just mentioned a whole other element that you got to think about when you're in the gummy world. Like he's based in Florida where it's hot, and he'll ship these products and they could melt, So, you know, you got to ship it with ice, and there's just so many more moving parts that come into it just, you know, over finally finding a great product. You mentioned pectin based. Pectin is used instead of gelatin. It's a vegan based binding product for the gummy to keep everything all together. And, you know, like if you don't eat gelatin, you'd want to have a pectin. But the thing is, the consistency is you could kind of like smear the gummy more than it being rubbery, like a typical gummy, you know. So they melt way faster, you know. And these are the types of things that in the lab they look out for and they analyze. And like he said before, he'll come out with a product, he'll ship it to us. I'll be on the phone with you, right, Ron? And we'll be like, you know, how did this work? You know, do we need to up this or that? And we'll get feedback. I'll get feedback from my customers, and we share it. And I think that's like a part of why he always comes out with such great product, is he's really taking feedback from a wider spectrum than just his office, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I say you guys are kind of on the front lines. I mean, we focus a lot on, you know, business to business. We do have a retail website where we sell retail, but, you know, a good focus of our business is B2B, business to business. So companies like Mike, you know, I so value that feedback and that relationship because, you know, it helps you dial in your product to have a, you know, a better end product for the consumer. You know, one thing we kind of stress here with creating better days is transparency, and we try to make that as clear to Mike and the end consumer as possible. You know, every one of our products has QR codes on it where you scan it, you enter in batch numbers, and you're not only seeing, you know, that, but you're seeing what actually goes into the products as well.
Yeah. So you guys could all go check out creatingbetterdays.com. I think also, Ron, you set up a discount code for everybody to use on your website. So
Yes.
if you didn't win this $500 gift card, you could still go on his site, shop, and get 20% off. I see we're having difficulties, Jason, getting Irish in, and I've been trying, you know, to send links every way possible because I'm dying to get him on the show. But for whatever reason, even my mod is trying to work with him. So Irish, stay with us. We're trying to get you on however we can.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of buffering issues over here as well. I don't know if it's just my internet or, you know, what it might be.
And I keep doing this, Ron, and Jason knows we were high-fiving each other. It's my camera keeps freezing, so I don't know what it is. It's the first time I'm using StreamYard, you know, so it's also, you know, a learning curve.
It's all it's a Wild West. So much of the industry is Wild West. And
Yeah.
we got new technology, and we got these new products, and this new world. So, look, Ron, I think it's amazing what you're doing, and I mean, Wilfred is a brand, and it's and we have that. But you know, I'm very fascinated. I got into the pre-rolls game first because I wanted to know that every product that I put out there that I knew about, and I just went, well, if I'm going to be doing vapes, if I'm going to be doing a drink, I need to spend like 6 months immersing myself.
Yeah.
And what that product is, and I just don't have that time to become an expert in that. So I went with the pre-rolls, and then gradually I've become more and more informed about the powers of all these different elements to the plants. My oldest son had some life-threatening seizures when we were in America, and we had to, even though he isn't on CBD, he is still on a mild drug, and we want to get him, and you know, we're due back in the States now. We've been stuck in Spain for an extra year. My wife's from here, and we don't want him on anymore. I mean, he's due to finish up this. He hasn't had a seizure in a while.
Thank goodness.
We want him on. There are side effects to the medicines that he's on. He's been prescribed, and we don't want him to have that anymore. We want him. We know that he is fine. But we would like to, we basically keep him on that low dose of medication to give us a bit of an insurance that he's going to be fine. We would much rather have him on a CBD product, but we don't trust the CBD products that are available here. And that's the beauty of the restrictive, I guess, stringent, like testing with the lab testing that you're talking about, on all the heavy metals and all that kind of quality products that we need. We want to be back in the States before we give him any kind of CBD product, because we want to really have people that really know the science of it to be able to put him on it. But from his experience, obviously we're very blessed and lucky that we didn't have it like some kids do, where they're having seizures like 20 a day or more.
Yeah.
Wow, 20 a day.
There's some kids
wow.
that have some severe seizures that are, and this really saves their life. And so I became educated about that, and so I don't think there's anyone if anyone goes to the cannabis or CBD or hemp business to be millionaires, they don't stay in it for very long, right? Because it's a tough business.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Well, Ron,
Yeah.
Being
a father of three, I was gonna say, being a father of three myself, completely understand what you're saying, and that thought process goes behind every product that we put into the market, because we know it's not just the older community that's using it. It's anywhere from 3 all the way up to 83 are using the products.
Ron, thank you so much for coming on today. Let's give away.
I appreciate it.
This $500 gift card. Please go ahead and put your information in the chat area so that we could get it out to you. We definitely need your email address to forward it to you. Ron prepared it, and Ron, you gave the code out to your site, the coupon code.
Yeah, it's Ron25. Yeah, 25%
off. So 25 off Ron's site.
On the site. And
So
Mike, I
ahead.
definitely appreciate you having me on. It's been an honor and a pleasure, sitting with you guys, chatting. Any questions, they can always reach out directly. My email is ron@creatingbetterdays.com. Be happy to answer any questions, field, any type of question.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll see this dog around the house at some point. We got a cool one.
I was like, man, no one told me I had to, wear a costume here.
What are you talking about? I thought you were wearing one. Because you're wearing a fucking human suit.
That's it.
Look, it's great to meet you, mate. I look forward to checking out your.
Awesome. It's definitely a pleasure meeting with you guys. Thank you again. Anything you need, let me know.
Thank you so much, Ron. So let's go ahead, Labs, and pick a winner for this $500 card for his site. We have a couple of more items to give out. Let's get these people up. So Wilfred, you're 420 time, I see.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I'm still smoking out the last 420. It was so tight here. It was so grim. You know what I was doing? I would scrape my pipes. I couldn't get any weed. We were in a severe lockdown. Like, you couldn't leave the fucking house, and things were serious here. Like a year ago with Spain. There's Guardia Civil, whatever that
like March, April time, they wouldn't let you guys even go get food. Like it was like Europe. They got to show an ID.
You had to have ID and anywhere to get food and come back. Had to be either food or the doctor. And they're throwing people in jail and getting pretty serious about it. And some videos of them slapping people's faces and all sorts, getting all into it. So the guy I get my weed from is from over in Spain. We have these cannabis clubs, and but where you have to go was on the other side of town. I certainly wasn't allowed to go there. So once I ran out, I was scraped my pipe to within an inch of its life. There's always a little bit more like sort of fudge dust on the inside.
Out of desperation.
And then I get parsley, and I'd smoke the parsley and sprinkle it with this dust on the top, and create, at least the parsley would allow me to be smoking something through, and it would be burning this. And I was just like, fucking hell, these are the things the stoners will do. But
creativity
it worked, man. It worked, because whatever that little receptor is in my brain that is there for the fucking, it's like
it's waiting for something to ignite it. So let's talk about this, for a second. Let's just give the viewers an understanding. Whether it's THC or CBD or CBG, these are all cannabinoids. And inside your body, you've got this endocannabinoid system, which essentially is your wellness system, your wellness engine. And you've got these receptors that Wilfred just talked about, a CBD1 or CBD2 receptor. And by putting in THC or CBD or CBN or Delta 8 or THCV, you reactivate the system. And that's what gives you this feeling or the benefit of no epilepsy or attacks. To be able to go to sleep, you'd use CBN. So as science advances and you have these amazing labs like Creating Better Days, analyzing each of these cannabinoids and how to use them and extract certain components and put them together, the whole experience just gets all that more better. Like they came out with this focus product. They have the opposite to go to sleep. And, it's going to get to the point where we've hacked our system. We know what we could take to be energetic, right, Jason? Which is cool, but this is all natural products. This is not opioids that you're using now for pain or depression. And I think this is like the best thing is these guys are like the pioneers on the forefront. You really know their stuff, and they're really concerned about quality and not just making a product that they can make money on. And that's one of the reasons why I love Ron's company, and I talk about it all the time, and I recommend it. Is the quality, and they're so forward thinking that like what's next. Okay, but how do we make ours the best? And that's what's so interesting about being in this marketplace, probably, and even for you, like coming out with products. You want to hear, you want to learn and see what matches in your family and how you could roll that out to the public, as an awareness.
It must have been about 1994, I'm guessing, where I was in Australia, and I was way before, and the internet may have begun. It was many years before I had any involvement with it, and I read a newspaper article where there was a scientific breakthrough where it was first spoken about that humans had this receptor in our brains that scientists could find no other purpose for other than to receive cannabis, and that seems to be its mysterious purpose. And from that moment, I never forgot that. And so when I microdose with weed. I don't smoke a lot of weed, but I smoke because it's unnecessary, right? I smoke enough weed to get in that spiritual place, to get in that, and it takes a very
that
small
happy place. That happy place. Yeah.
Well, for me, it's a bit different. Well, I mean, it's a happy place. It can be a horrible place if you're not in a good headspace to begin with, because you do need to have to me, it is an opportunity for me to think literally and laterally, for me to be me, and also to feel like I'm slightly removed and I'm almost an observer of what I'm doing as well. So to me, it's an extrasensory experience that I need to live a healthy, happy life. I've got a philosophical question for you.
Sure.
What came first, the cannabis or the cannabanoid system?
It's a great chicken and egg question, man. That's classic.
I've been thinking about it for a while. Did we develop it to have that experience?
So like weed is, the plant, and from the plant, they pull out from the cannabis the THC, or from the hemp the CBD, the cannabanoid.
Yeah.
I just think science is just getting so, like, look at Elon Musk, like what he's doing. Look at what these companies are doing, and just to reflect a second, what they're able to do, like isolate cannabinoids, THC from cannabis or CBD from the hemp plant, and that's what's like the coolest driver. Is how as science advances and their formulations get better, the experience is just rock star,
Wow.
Yeah, so like definitely a fun business to be in when it comes to that, when it comes to that part.
And so you and me are going to put out some other products pretty soon too. We're going to put out some Delta 8 products, right?
Yeah, we're coming out with some. We're gonna have a whole Wilfred 4-pack of Delta 8 gummies that are gonna hit the market to help people relax, get the edge off, and we even have something else in development. I'm so sorry about the camera thing and the high five. High five, Thanks, Wilfred. There's so many great flavors. There's lemon, there's mango, there's
I think we
strawberry.
because with our brand, I like to keep it pretty simple. So I think we landed on we're going to do the mix, right? With the 60 piece. Do the mix. We'll just go through the mix. Yeah.
So
flavors, you got strawberry, lemon. What are they?
So you'll have lemon in there, mango in there, strawberry, blueberry, green apple, green sour apple, right? So you got five different flavors in that mix, and each one of them are great. We sell them individually, but the coolest, hottest seller is that mix because you get a taste of everything. So I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with that. And I think your following are gonna enjoy it. Everyone that loves the Wilfred smokes in the CBD world should love those Delta 8s. I'll turn around and grab one. But I mean, obviously, your packaging is going to be so much better than what I show you right now. So hold on a second there, brother.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited about these products and just Delta 8. I'm really excited about Delta 8.
Yeah, so Delta 8's a really fun category, because it's THC from the hemp plant.
Yeah.
So it's a potent product. It's not like your regular CBD product or CBG product. You could take, one or two of these gummies and feel the effect, and definitely helps you go to sleep using Delta 8. So it's definitely a PM product, The smokables are more of like an AM. It's like you brought it up before, like you're a smoker, I'm a smoker. If let's stick on that subject for a second. Not the Delta 8, more of your smokables. If you're a smoker, you could be, flipping from tobacco to this, which is a non-tobacco product. There's absolutely no nicotine in here, right?
No, no nicotine and no tobacco.
And it's got that filter and that same feeling where, you're just smoking.
Look, there have been, even though we don't promote this, there have been studies, scientific studies on the effects of smoking hemp, helping people get off tobacco addiction, and that there are elements to it that have reports have said their results are out there if people wanted to check them out. But for me, I just think of it as more of like, I just know personally, as I said before, I actually would take up smoking cigarettes several times where after I'd successfully given it up, simply because I wanted to still smoke something, but I didn't want to get high. I might have a meeting or something important that I just didn't want to. I wanted to have control of my mind completely and not just be in that sort of playful space. So when I discovered it, it just made sense to me, and yeah, it is all those things. So we have these in the hemp paper because I just sort of dug into just how many trees, how much hemp paper is so much better for our planet than cutting down trees. As a result, our papers can be a little bit more like, if you're expecting to smoke a cigarette, the consistency of the smokable hemp CBD is a little bit, it's more like you have to it's like put somewhere between pulling out a joint and smoking a cigarette.
It's a heavier product, right?
Yeah. So you have to, you pull it out of the bed, but that is also the hemp paper as well. Like, so But that's just, you make your decisions when you go into what it's going to look like. And I mean, there's things every time you put a product out there, I have this ecological issue, this issue about the ecological effect. But in the end, there isn't a perfect world. There is always going to be waste, and until we have that's why I went for the biological filters, because I was smoking cigarettes when I was 13 years old. So for me, I on and off throughout my life. So for me, I knew that I had to. You just can't keep smoking like that your whole life, because it just can't be good for you. So, but I knew from back then, even as a kid, it takes 2,000 years for a cigarette butt to decompose, because it's not biodegradable. Biodegradable, over the years, I learned biodegradable, and everyone knows that a cigarette butt is not biodegradable. You grow up knowing that. So when you have a choice, when you're putting a product together, do you want the biodegradable filter? It's a no-brainer, but I'd love for that.
That's like a super cool thing right now that you brought up, that when you're making products today, that's an option of, choosing something that's biodegradable. Again, it's all about the technology and how cool that is and how amazing it is that you chose that route,
Well, there's you do your best, but I mean, there's some sometimes we've had to take unfortunately the more expensive, the less expensive option, which means probably the less ecologically friendly option. But you also have to take care of your family first. You have to have a working business first. So it's like you try and make those best ecological decisions you can after paying the bills. So there are packaging companies out there that have the most awesome, sleekest looking, ecologically friendly packaging that you wouldn't believe. It'd blow your mind. And I love those people, and I'm glad they're there. But sometimes I can't afford their packaging.
Right? Yeah. You brought it up. Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
I guess, and it's like that with a lot of, alternate, like say, plant-based meats, which I'm a big advocate for plant-based meats and having a more.
You love them? I love them. In my house, that's like a big seller.
I won't get into the vegan issue today, but the vegan issue aside, and whatever to animals and all that whole ecological vegan case. Separate to that, I think that humans should have a more plant-based diet, and it's just healthier for them, and it's so good for them spiritually as well as physically. So, but to do that, it's just not economical for a lot of families to buy these plant-based meats. So, because things are just made a lot cheaper when they're made en masse, and because they're niche markets or they're burgeoning markets, it's really hard for them new plant-based meat products to compete.
Hopefully you guys could see it. Can you see your website fine?
Looking at your screen right now.
It looks so strange, man. Let's see. See if we could play around with these features. They don't look so.
I always say we're better with two cans and a string.
Yeah, right? Literally. It's horrible. You can't make anything out. So the URL is CREATING betterdays.com. I'm going to go ahead and post this in the chat area. And when we edit the video, we're going to make it easy for everybody to see. I see Solesia Kicks was the first to type, "I like creating better days." So go ahead. Make sure, Labs, you put that information on that worksheet. They get to pick $500 of the best CBD, literally the best CBD. I love your products. I haven't tried a product. So Ron,
for everyone else, make sure to use Ron25. That'll give you 25% off. And that's not a one-time code. That's a code that you can use time and time again, and hopefully they find a product that, best suits what they're looking for.
Yeah, and if any of you guys have questions or you want to instant message me or DM me, whether it's on YouTube or Instagram, what products you want to pick, I'd be happy to recommend a bunch for, all different types of uses from his company, so that we can make sure you get what you want. Ron, thanks so much for coming today. Thanks for giving the audience $500 of the best products. And just before we go, I grabbed an example just to show everybody. And these are your oils. Ron had a 2,500 milligram oil, probably less than a year ago, maybe a year ago, that went for like $300, $290 some odd dollars. He's down to $100 for these bottles. So he cut his margins, tremendously, to make sure that the public could buy premium product, CBD or Delta 8 or whatever the cannabanoid is, over the garbage that's out there. So, Ron, that was an amazing move by you to help clean up the CBD industry. And, my customers love it. Jim was on before. When I went to the geriatric advisory meeting, I made it, known that, they dropped the price. I dropped the price. Now you could all pay less for what you buy from me, using the same great product. So thank you so much from CBD Headquarters to Creating Better Days for making that decision, making it easier for people to buy stuff for less that's of a higher quality than what's available to people that's not doing their homework,
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the goal, make it affordable so everyone, can enjoy the product, get relief. When we can, afford to bring prices down again, we definitely will. Like you were hearing earlier, it's very tight margins, but at the same point, want to get a quality product out there that people can enjoy and, not affect their budget too much and get the relief that they're needing.
Yeah, I was always asked this question, like, I'm on a budget, so I got to know how much it's going to cost me a month, a year. I've got $800. What product do I use to get what I need at the end of the year? So, the usual fair market price is 12 to 15 cents, a milligram of CBD. You were always competitive at that 10, 11 cents range. Now you're more like maybe 7 or 8. Correct me if I'm wrong. So you're right. Literally, making it a layup shop of a decision for people, that are trying to figure out, what's the best product. Now with that whole price element of competitiveness, you've just eliminated that whole, do I got to check their price? You don't have to check these guys' prices. I'm telling you, I'm doing this for 6 years. I have the largest selection of CBD. When it comes to price, these guys have the best price for the best product. So there you have it. Great job, Ron.
Thank you. And I always stress, CBD does affect everyone differently. So, if you grab a product, you try it once, you're not getting the effects, it's something that you have to use on a consistent basis to get the relief that you're looking for. So, I stress that to everyone, in the beginning, I kind of recommend, keep a journal, write your dosage down, so you kind of find what works for you. Because, what works for me might not necessarily work for you, but, you use the product on a consistent basis, you're going to get the relief you're looking for.
Well, I want to thank you for coming.
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, and everyone for listening, everyone for signing on. And look out for our videos. I'm going to be making more content, teaching people about more of your hot products. So stay tuned. Thank you, Ron, and have a great day. We'll be in touch.
Thanks, Mike. Look forward to it.
Okay. I hope you enjoyed this show. I look forward to putting out more content. I want to say thank you to my moderator, Labs. I threw his information in the chat area, and he's trying to get at Solar Kicks information. I see you're putting it in there in the Gmail. I'm going to forward you a gift card that you could use to pick these awesome products. And of course, feel free to reach out to me if you want to go over the products and get an idea. I want to give a shout out to Keep It Medicinal, my man Irish, I have no words. I'm humbled to work with you. Whenever I work with you, there's this jolt of energy, and you're someone I look up to that went through so much, but accomplished so much more than others that complain about their lives and about being down, whether it's the pandemic or the loss of their job. You are a soldier. You are a trooper. You've got an amazing Instagram following at keepitmedicinal.com. You also have an awesome YouTube channel, Keep It Medicinal podcast. So you brought Wilfred and I together. You are trying to bring CBD to Australia. We're trying to work hand in hand together. You're an amazing guy doing amazing things. And I am so pissed with this StreamYard software that we couldn't get you on. I don't know what the software glitch was, but we're going to look into it because it's never a show without Irish. So thank you all for helping us get past that 1,000 subscriber mark, past the 4,000 watch hours, and participating. We love you and wish you have a great day.